There's no athlete that I've ever avoided. No coach, no executive, nothing. It's my responsibility within the chair that I sit in to embrace anybody who reaches out to me. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you hate me. If you call me, I have to call you back. If I talked about you, because I made you news. And so I don't have the luxury of being able to run from anybody. So I never think about running. No one that will ever say Stephen A. revealed my personal stuff. LeBron, D-Wade, Draymond, various others. Kobe, Chris Paul. Kobe and Chris Paul were my nightmares. But all of those players that I mentioned, Westbrook, all of them, they approached me like men. Told me what they felt and why. I gave them my position. If I thought they were right about something, I'd go on the air and correct myself.
I've always
if I thought they were wrong, I stood back. It's just that simple. I'm on TV debating sports. That's when you see my bravado. Nobody sees the bravado of me walking in the streets. If you listen to me talk about me, you don't get that. When we're talking about sports, sure. When we're talking about life, I don't get into my personal business, but I don't walk around like, yo, you know what? I don't have a care in the world. I'm not vulnerable to anything. Life is great, blah, blah, blah. I've overcome obstacles throughout my life, and it doesn't matter what obstacles you throw in front of me. I'm going to overcome it. My bravado might come from that. I didn't like that Randy Ayers got fired, and I felt that Big Dog Robinson did him wrong when he was with the 76ers. But how I handled that story was immature. It bordered on unprofessional at one point. There was no cause for it whatsoever. And ultimately, I'm the one sitting in my chair, not Big Dog Robinson. And it was my responsibility to conduct myself more professionally. I wasn't unprofessional, but that doesn't mean I could not have been better. And then, I'll never forget, I was in Houston and I saw his son. And I walked right up to his son and I told his son, that situation with me and your dad, that's my fault, not your dad. Your dad didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter how I felt. It doesn't matter what legitimate argument I can get. I wanted to hold no responsibility whatsoever for a son to be in the league potentially worrying about how I was going to cover him because of whatever feelings he thought I may have had about his father based off of what I expressed. I said, nah, the hell with all of that. It don't matter how I felt about what I thought Big Dog did. At the end of the day, I'm wrong. It's my responsibility, and I'm not going to have this kid walking around there thinking that I feel that way about his dad. So I walked up to him, I was wrong. And if I see your father, I'll tell him to his face, I was wrong. And we ain't going to do that no more. I said, whatever beef we had, squashed, it's done. Your personal life is your business. But what you do on the field or court of play in front of thousands in attendance and millions watching, that's my domain. And what you're not going to do is compromise telling me what the hell I saw. Kobe was a savant. You did not know more basketball than Kobe Bryant.
Right.
So when Kobe Bryant called you to complain, and this is exact, I can quote him. I miss him so much. I can quote him for you right now. Voicemail. You know who this is, motherfucker. Get your ass up, pick up the fucking phone, and call me back. That bullshit you just said. What now, man? And he'll say, look, you say you watching basketball, the motherfucker watched the game. You didn't see this person do this. You didn't see him do this. You didn't see this dude miss this back cut. You didn't see this dude miss this dunk. You didn't see him drop the damn 3 passes that I threw to him over the first fucking 20 minutes. The fuck are you talking about? And by the way, you see here and you see this coach, right? He don't know what the fuck he doing, Steve. He don't know what he's doing, Stephen A. What you doing? What you talking about? So you gonna bring up all that shit about me, but you didn't bring up that. And I went like this. Well, we were talking about you. I get all what you saying, but that don't absolve the shit you did. And then we get into it. And he says, wow. And then he'll go like this. I have no idea why I love you guys. I really don't. Sometimes I really, really don't. But I love you. He said, but you go on the air, you say that shit again, I'm calling you to curse your ass out. You know, at the end of the day, most conversations and most relationships I have with these dudes, you know, are about basketball. I would tell you, me and Shaq, that's different. You know, when we talk about the Iverson relationship that I have, well, I had a relationship like that to a lesser degree with Kobe, and I had a relationship damn near identical to that with Shaq. So, you know, outside of that, you know, even though I have relationships with a lot of people, they understand, you play like shit, I'm gonna call it.
Yep.
You play great, I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to my viewers or listeners. And it's not anything for me not to violate the code of not revealing personal stuff, because I don't do that anyway. That's not my style. Number one, I had a mother who was incredibly private. Number two, my mother taught me that your family business is your business. Number three, the reason for that is because all your business isn't all your business. Sometimes, inevitably, by talking about things, you're talking about other people's business, and they don't want that business put out there. And because of that, like for me personally, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide for me.
But you're being respectful.
But I'm being respectful of other people. And because you're respectful of other people, it could be my daughters, it could be their mom, it could be their aunts, it could be their grandma. It could be a lot of people that doesn't want anything said. And that's why you say it. But me as an individual, I run from nothing. I'm always believing I'm a check from being unemployed. When I give speeches and I go on the lecture circuit, I often use this statement. I'm brilliant. Because I know I'm not. I steal from those who are. I learn along the way, and I persevere. I tell people that all the time because I want people to understand I never assume I've arrived. I always know you can cut me off at the knees at any given moment. That's why I'm always ready, because I don't take anything for granted. That's where my success comes from. Not in believing that I'm this guy. It's feeling that I'm not, and that constantly working to prove I can be that guy and never taking it for granted. That's how I am, which is why I work so hard. Allen Iverson, when he and I didn't speak, it got so ugly in 2010 that I was told there was people looking for me to do me harm.
Really?
Because of how bad it appeared with me and AI. And I went down there looking for no police involved, no anything. But I'm like, you looking for me, you gonna find me. I'm not gonna be that guy. I ain't running, because I ain't living my life in hiding. That's not happening. And so he met up with me. It was a complete lie. There was nobody looking for me. There was nothing like that going on. He just didn't have anything to say. And when we sat down finally, it almost broke my heart, because I've always had a lot of love for him, because we've always been tight. But you know, he got into some situations, and you can't just ignore every damn story when you're a journalist. You got a job to do. And I think what really resonated with me was that he looked me dead in my face. And all of these stories that was percolating, he said, I don't give a shit about none of those stories. You know me, I don't care about that. All I care about is that your name is on the bottom. So to him, it wasn't the story. It was the fact that it was me. Let somebody else write it. Let somebody else say that shit. Not you. Because you my man. That is the day that I knew that I could never cover him again. Because I love him so much. He's like a little brother to me. And that was the day I said, I got it. And from that point forward, I have nothing to say about him unless I talk to him first.